I know.
I will punch the guy. You're lying!
Oh my god! I'm already in ephemeral form. I got nothing to do with this fight. Bye!
Nothing to do with it!
I'm on the other arm and I'm kind of just surprised. Was not expecting that at all.
What?
10 out of 10 would be shocked again.
You don't go to cover beat today, madam.
That is absolutely true. However, that being said, so... Alright, so let me get this. So he says, oh, I hadn't noticed that before. However, I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to look it up because all of the repairs have to be documented with the Historical Society. And then you punch him and say you're lying.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, I was like, does he get through the whole thing, or do you punch him in the middle?
Punch in the face! The next time you declare violence, we're sticking with it.
And I want you to know, Nisi, my character's response to violence is burn it all down and get the fuck out. Just so you know, you're my cellmate. I feel like I should tell you this.
So what you're saying is there needs to be more violent responses. That's
More violence!
So, I guess I'm not taking the curatorship.
Feel a presence. And you know you are being watched.
Hello?
There's no response.
I talk in first tongue.
I know, there's still no response. You know this spirit, and you know its rank. It cannot interact with you on any meaningful level unless it summons an avatar.
Oh.
Ooh. Is that an ooh or an oh?
Oh.
That's it.
So, I have a specialty in werewolves, so that includes, like, this werewolf spirit, because it's a cult werewolf. So I kind of, like, I mean you no harm, and I am not here to mess with anything. I am only here to see and observe.
There's no change.
Okay. Well, that's good, because that means there's no change towards, like, the negative, like, disapproving glare!
There's no sudden whoosh of air as it decides to summon an avatar. Sorry! I gotta go by!
There's no sudden whoosh of air as it decides it wants to eat you.
At any rate.
He wants to check the attic, the basement, and,
Secret passages.
yes, thank you. And for any secret passages.
There are several secret passages.
Okay. Like, I actually go through them, I check them.
No, I know.
I mapped them out.
Do we get told about any of the secret passages?
Not yet.
Not yet. When I get back, you will.
But I want to know if he's going to tell us.
Yes, anyway. Daniel continues to guide you through the house. As you guys get into the wings, or as the tour takes you outside of the main house, he deliberately points out the addition line, which has been, it's one of those things that has been very artfully done, where it's obscured so that you're not noticing it if you see it every day, but it's easy to point out for visitors to see.
Okay.
So, the wings were an addition done to the house by, oh shit. This is why, for the audience, you always write shit down. Because when you're not filming it, and it's a game that happened 3 years ago, you need to know what that name is. Although, I can fairly trust that my players don't actually remember either, so...
And some of us weren't there.
Some of you weren't there.
Until someone comments and is like, you
Wait.
motherfucker!
You lied!
You lied! Maybe she should have punched him instead!
Your
You can
hate
always
means you
punch
care.
Dennis.
That's what you meant. That was the pronoun usage.
Oh.
I got you.
Sorry. I'm glad someone did.
Heinrich. Yes, the wings were an addition done in, 1937 in the middle of the Depression by then curator Heinrich, as a means of feasibly providing orphanage and or housing for the dispossessed by the Depression, and providing jobs for those in the Depression.
Heinrich tinkles my brain. Has there been a Heinrich posted somewhere in one of the reading things?
No.
Okay. I was wondering if it was one of the mage names. I was going to curse mages.
Yes, but no.
Yes, but no?
Yes, but oh, no. Hierarch has been in the
there.
in the thing. You've seen hierarch several times.
Okay.
I've said it several times. Heinrich, spelled similarly but pronounced very differently.
Okay. I was
is-
just trying to see if there was
Yes,
threads.
it's a Easter egg for mage players. Also a hint at some mysteries from 3 years ago that nobody remembers anymore except me.
That mages lived in this household? I wouldn't have figured that
I
out.
couldn't have figured that. A specific mage lived in this household, who may or may not be a specific mage today, and was a specific mage in the 30s.
The one that we found the picture of that we know has been alive forever? Yeah.
Yep.
No, we knew that.
Yes. That is, so for the players, yes, it's that same person. He was apparently the curator for Ember Hill at one point. Anyways. Moving on, blah 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 blah. Curator Heinrich built these to provide jobs for the Depression and housing for the workers while they were working on it. It was one of the more challenging parts of the house's history as far as keeping everything together and making sure that we stayed safe.
I think a little bit less of him now that I know the hierarch names himself
Heinrich. It was the 30s.
Puns are awful, and I do not forgive him.
I will continue to engage Daniel in a high level of academic. Since I've got since I got the architecture role, I'm going to continue to ride that
Okay.
as to try and work into his aspiration to get to know us. So she's obviously doing her part. She's the money,
Okay.
but she's got.
So you're like
she's
making
got,
comments about like, oh, XYZ.
like she might not, she's not wandering around going like, oh, look at this architecture. She's wandering around going, I've got money, I've got
And
status, I want to be
the
that.
person that knows about the architecture because
And I want to, want to work in the aspiration that he's trying to get to know us,
Mhm.
obviously for the director's position,
So
or
you
maybe
should be-
something nefarious. So I'm going to work into that aspiration.
Okay.
To continue to beat down those doors.
is there any aspiration or is there anything that you want to be asking about? Like history or anything?
Nope.
Okay.
What's the end goal for the maneuver?
Figure out what he knows. I want to try and figure out his secret, and/or build it in so we have another wonderful person that we can go eat packs off of.
As long as he's not a mage.
We're building
As long as he's.
we're building inroads into interaction.
I'm building.
Alright.
All I'm doing. All I'm
The-
trying to do is to essentially. I've marked him as a person I'm most. My character does this to everybody. Do I need an end goal? I want to get to know him so I can know if I can use him as an asset.
Okay.
How's that for an end goal?
That is a valid end goal.
I want to determine his eligibility as an asset. How's that for an end goal?
So would you say that you're opening an investigation into him and would like to eventually gather a clue as to his...
Yes, use the clues.
That sounds like a fantastic idea.
Excellent. Okay, so... Alright, so you can gain one clue
That's
for
what my
scene.
cat does.
With one dice roll. Since you are appealing to his emotional state, or at least manipulating him via his emotions and
What's
his
that?
desires,
Well, yes, of course. I use all of the tools in my toolbox.
go ahead and roll me
And the random
a
build-up.
presence plus empathy roll. Don't forget about your condition.
Yes, I will resolve it.
And extra dice.
Do I have any penalties?
No, he's going to roll against you.
He's gonna roll. He gets minus.
Oh, real quick before, just to make a declaration,
Mm-hmm.
it is my intent to investigate certain parts of this house in ephemeral form and combine that with the investigations on the physical form together, and then use my agenda ability.
Okay. One. Good, more than him.
Is he taking a dramatic failure?
No.
Do it! Wait,
He's
what
an
happens when they do?
NPC.
When an NPC takes a dramatic failure, all players get a beat.
So, darling,
Yes.
I am aware that various social functions for the city as a whole have been hosted here. Are those...
Continue to be. The calendar is extensive and booked for the next 5 years. So like as he's guiding you guys around, you do the tour. I'm going to have you in given places at the same time as the group for narrative ease, FYI.
So I'm kind of following them to get to these points.
No,
Wait,
you'll
what?
just end up in the same place at the same time.
Oh, when I return.
Serendipity.
No.
Follow...
As you explore,
Oh!
we will cross paths.
So he's actually going to take them to the attic, into the secret passages, and the basement.
Not the secret passages, no. But your use of the secret passages.
Get me
meaning
to their place.
that you
Oh.
are not following the same route means that you end up at the same places at the same times.
Okay.
We call that serendipity.
That makes sense.
Narrative ease.
It actually makes logical sense, because I'm
Yes.
like investigating the secret
Then it is
passages, and I
providence.
pop out here, and it's like, oh, hey,
It's probably
as they enter the room.
You're meant to be there.
Follow-up question. Am I expected to host them?
Yes. Unfortunately, that is one of the duties of the curatorship. That
One
being
of the
said,
duties.
hosting is a loose requirement. An appearance is sufficient most of the time.
She does like to make appearances. I do love
I like to make appearances too.
I do also enjoy puns. Well done. Jokes, shall I say? Turn of phrase. So you guys are he's leading you guys through. You guys are talking. At some point in the conversation, it comes out that he's currently working for a family business. And that, like, he kind of stammers a little bit and backtracks a little bit and mentions it as, and tries to pass it off as a side job. Not doing a very good job. But very clearly he's related to someone in the historical society. Later on he mentions, at some point, well, we'll get to the basement, we'll do the basement first and then we'll get the next piece of information, that kind of seals the deal.
Can I grab a glass of water?
No! God, what is wrong with you?
We have bottled water.
Okay.
I'll take one too, please.
3, please.
Because they are
No,
closer.
I'm good.
The tour takes you down into the basement, which is very spacious as well as functional. While in the basement, he mentions, yes, and this is the basement, during the early days of the house, and again during Prohibition, the basement received a somewhat earned reputation as being the site of a local hellfire club, as well as a speakeasy and various other unsavory things throughout its history.
I was looking forward to a speakeasy. Hellfire Club.
Yes!
Hold on. I need to Google that. I know about it, but I don't know. Now she's looking up Hellfire Club on Wiki.
I'm peeking over her shoulder at what her phone says.
Her phone tells you what a hellfire club is. For those of you who are not looking at their phones, for instance, trying to gain more information out of Daniel, he mentions, yeah, it's my mother's least favorite part of... the hellfire clubs are generally, or were, an institution wherein gentlemen could get together and explore the fringes of acceptable behavior.
How old is Daniel?
23.
Mid-20s.
The detective has a much better idea of his date because it's what he does for a living, but for his age.
Well, he looked at
Or because
he looked at a
the
fucking
IR.
official document. I'm pretty sure the button is right the fuck on it.
Yes, 23.
Nice young men. They're easier to
Socially
manipulate.
perceived immoral acts. And the members are often involved in politics.
All right.
What he said! There have, of course, been several
Hellfire Clubs today.
attempted resurrections of the club throughout the years. Most of the time it started as a rumor for attention back to the household by the Historical Society.
That's Art of Phoenix Society.
Mhm.
That's the subheader under Hellfire Club today.
Oh dear. Shall we move on then? No, the basement
Yes.
carries a distinctively different resonance from the rest of the house. You have no way of detecting resonance because you don't eat it.
Wait. I thought I did, because I have a way of changing resonance.
Yes, that was the wonderful curiosity about your power.
Oh.
You can change it, but you have no idea what it is to begin with.
Okay.
Sort of like he's a master artist who's also blind.
Yes. It happens.
Actually, there have been statue makers like that.
Statues are different from painting, but...
Yeah, you can feel what a statue
It's still art.
Don't judge me!
This is clearly a painting of sailboat. This is clearly a painting of a person.
At any rate,
This
you
is a
can,
photograph.
as an
of-
ephemeral entity, however, you can tell the pressure is different here. There's a different feel, there's a different vibe in this basement.
Is it a peanut butter vibe?
Yes.
Okay.
Feels like that a little bit. In case you missed it, key factor being his mother is probably the assistant director.
Oh, okay. I just, you mentioned family business. I assume his mother's involved.
Well, I'm in show business.
Nepotism at its finest.
I was gonna say I'm in Hollywood. I always assume nepotism.
So I would like to do an investigation roll and an occult roll on the basement.
For
Investigation to look for clues of the house and activities that go on down here. Anything hidden. He's looking for on the occult roll. He's looking for any occult symbols in the floor, ceilings, walls, anything.
you only get one roll, but you can choose the higher dice pool.
Okay.
You get the same information because you're looking for the same shit, just in a different way.
Is that what?
You're enacting the same actions.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It's not my fault. This is a super awkward angle.
That's what she said. Yeah.
Alright. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That bookshelf looks out of place.
I will investigate the bookshelf.
From the ephemeral side?
Is it on? The bookshelf in the physical side. I can.
You can actually, it's one of those. Well, alright. Here's the problem. You'll discover this when you come back to look. Well, actually, so after they leave, when you come back to look at the physical side of the building, the bookshelf in the ephemeral is not where the bookshelf is in the physical.
How far off are they?
Significantly.
Like, not even overlapping, or oh, that is significant.
Yeah.
If I wait,
Also, the carpet looked completely different. Oh, for the architecturally inclined individuals, the carpet was recently completely redone down here.
New carpet.
so if I wait after they leave the
Sorry
basement
about that.
and switch back into my physical form and check behind the bookshelf.
There's a name.
Okay.
I have to look up what that name is, but there's a name.
I'm writing that down.
Let's sit on you.
I have a question.
Yes.
During this tour, have I felt any bolt holes?
No, not yet.
Damn. Yet?
No, you have not.
Shit.
How is it on the wall?
Carved. Oh no, I may not have it. It is a name. I might have to be determined later. Might have to get back to you about it.
We have about 30 minutes left.